Alright, people, so I want to try something new here. I want to try to do something called the Ruthless Ranter Weekly News, where I kind of cover um, just political events going on in the world right now and what I think is important in the week, in the month, in the year, whatever's going on at the current moment. I want to cover it and talk about it. So I'm going to pick a few topics and, just talk about it, show articles. I'll put them in the description. I'm gonna put the articles. Some of them aren't gonna require articles, but others are going. I'm gonna put the article in the description below, so you could click on it and read it for yourself. Um, and I'm gonna, this is just kind of an experiment to see if this is a good thing, if people like it or not. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about here is Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton announces her uh, that she wants to be the president of the United States, and I mean we all knew this was coming, um, but I mean Hillary, just look at Hillary. I mean she talks, oh, it's about time to get a woman in the White House. It's all about the women thing and whatever, and but then she takes money from countries that treat women like shit. So it's just hypocrisy right there from Hillary. I believe that's unconstitutional too. I'm not quite sure, but I remember reading somewhere in the Constitution that like you can't take money from foreign countries. I don't know if that's true or not, but and then just her. She wants to take away the guns. She's not pro Second Amendment. She's for Obamacare. Many scandals. The email scandal, the Benghazi. So I mean, there's just a ton of fucking shit. She went to Bilderberg meeting. She's just caught up in a ton of shit. She's just probably gonna further the agenda here of bringing down America. The communist agenda right there. I mean, Hillary's just a sick freak, and I do not want her in the White House. Um, and I hope that people wake up and realize that Hillary's not the solution. That these women wake up and realize, just because they make it all, it's all, these dumbed down tards who are all about you know the gender. Oh, it's a woman. What? Shut up. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was a good woman who actually stood for freedom and liberty and the Constitution and was an honest person. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. But and I mean in this election, I mean we don't really have anybody that I see perfect. Probably the best options Rand Paul, in my opinion, who I see that could at least begin to kind of change the New World Order agenda a little bit. Is he perfect? No. I mean I disagree with him on especially the only issue for the most part is military. He seems a little bit too pro-military for me, but I mean, you never know if he's just trying to appease the Republican leadership to try to get the nomination. But I mean, he's definitely going to be popular. Rand Paul is, because I mean, he's kind of the different type of Republican. He's more he's like his father, libertarian esque. Again, is he perfect? No. But I mean, what do you want, Jeb Bush or Hillary? God, no. All right, so now we're going to move on to the TSA here. In a very startling article here, CBS 4 investigation. TSA screeners at DIA manipulated systems to grow up men's genitals. So apparently, at the airports, they manipulate the systems, I guess, so then they could search men that that these gay TSA workers or homosexuals can search men that they find to be attractive. How sick is that? I mean, there you go, people. This is a lovely TSA put in to guard us against another terrorist attack. Just raping us literally of our civil liberties. I mean, the Fourth Amendment clearly states that the government needs a warrant and probable cause to search private property, which they fail to do thousands of times per day at the airports. I just went through the airport actually at the TSA, and my fucking 80-year-old grandma has to get, go through the special one because she's got like a titanium hip, and then they fucking like patted her down. Yeah, that's really fucking freedom right there. Patting down 80-year-old grandmas. It's a really free country. But it's just sick, and especially this. Fucking gay TSA workers. Raping other men. I mean, they should be charged with rape. They really should. I mean, that's fucking just ridiculous right there. They were fired, and I mean, this is just, and the thing is, you know, they set up all this fucking security, oh, we're gonna keep you safe with all this fucking security and shit. Yeah, well, the security's really trustworthy. Yeah, they're really fucking trustworthy. So just fucking bullshit more with the fucking TSA. TSA stands for the Transportation Security Agency. It should stand for Total Sexual Assault because that's what it is. All right, the next one I want to talk about is the recent police shooting in South Carolina. Now, was it murder? Yes, it was murder. He should be charged with murder, or I guess manslaughter. The thing is about it though. I mean, I believe manslaughter. It's usually kind of like indirect murder, where you don't really mean to do it, but it just, like, if you're fucking driving a car fucking 100 miles an hour down the fucking expressway and you hit somebody and you're drunk. I mean, I believe that's manslaughter. Um, Probably this would be, I'm not an expert, but I mean, first degree murder, I believe, should be, you planned to do it. It was a crime of passion. You really wanted to kill the person because you had a hate of him. I mean, this, he fucking shot him, with the taser, and then he was running away, and he shot him with the gun, and then he tried to frame it to make it look like the guy was, that the guy reached for his taser, so he tried to fucking lie. It's bad enough that he murdered the guy, and then he has to try to cover it up. So, I mean, I might have a little bit of compassion for him. Had he not tried to make it look like a lie and just said, yes, I freaked out, I was wrong. You might have a little bit of compassion for it, but since he did this shit, no, I mean, then you're probably going to get your fucking, crazy ass motherfuckers out there saying, pig cops are all pigs, and just brainwashed retards funded by George Soros. I believe I showed that article before, how George Soros pumped millions of dollars into the Ferguson protesters. Just a sick man right there. Also, helped round up Jews for the Nazis, and in Nazi Germany. What a great man that is, yeah. But anyway, and he kind of brags about it too. I rounded up Jews and I don't feel bad about it. Great man right there, huh? Also, helped overthrow Ukraine too. So yeah, what a great man, George Soros is. But anyway, we have fucking this police shooting, and again, these protesters are just gonna fucking, this is just gonna give them another platform to voice their retarded ass message on. Obviously most fucking police officers are pretty decent people. There are probably, a lot out there though that are authoritarian scumbags like this one. Like the Albuquerque is pretty famous for having a lot of these. But anyway, yes, it's murder. Should we go on and say, oh well, the guy shouldn't have ran away? Was the guy wrong? The black guy wrong in running away? Yes, but the police officer was 10,000 times fold more wrong in shooting him. So we should not focus really on the black guy running away, more on the police, because we do not want a militarized police force. We do not want a military, being our police force. We had something called Posse Comitatus, which kept the military out of America, or like patrolling the streets. That is, however, not really existent now with all the fucking tanks and the MRAPs that police forces are getting now. So yeah, we do not want a militarized police force because that just leads to fucking tyranny too. Anywhere where there's militarized police, it's usually never good. You don't want the military walking around the streets. All right, you don't want to. You want a nice, friendly police force that'll stop crime, but will also not fucking be. We don't want a police state. All right, we do not want a police state. All right, next one I want to talk about is Judicial Watch put out an article here. I just found this on Newsmax. It kind of talked about it. But Judicial Watch said ISIS sets up a camp 8 miles from the Mexican border. Judicial Watch, I haven't really followed them that closely, but they're a pretty, I think, decent, trustworthy site. I believe they're a conservative government watchdog group there. But they claimed from citing sources including a Mexican Army field grade officer and a Mexican federal police inspector that ISIS has a camp in Mexico. I wouldn't doubt it. I believe it was like 6 months ago that a Republican came out and said that ISIS was on the Mexican border. And this is a serious thing that we need to be paying attention to right now. Very fucking serious thing. You know, and again, we have open borders, so if ISIS could just walk right across the borders, it's not a good thing. I mean, look at James O'Keefe exposed the open borders. Joe Biggs of InfoWars, they just fucking walked right across, and nobody fucking is there. That's it shows how open our borders are, just wide fucking open for terrorists to walk over, sick people, rapists, murderers, whatever, just to walk in like that. So there you go. And I tell you though, if ISIS thinks they could just walk right on here and fucking take over America, I mean they got another thing coming. This is one of the reasons why we have a Second Amendment. It's to protect ourselves. So if ISIS, especially if they walk into a place like Texas, which has a ton of fucking guns, very loose gun control, compared to the rest of the country and world pretty much, they're gonna fucking, they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna do that good because Texans are one of the most conservative states. So I mean, hey ISIS, you want to fucking walk into America? If the military's gonna stand down, then I guess the uh, public will just have to take you out, and we fucking will. So and I'm not one of these. I may be sounding like one of these guys. Oh, bomb ISIS. Let's get another fucking ground invasion there. No. But I'm saying ISIS was a creation by America. We funded ISIS and helped it form. And now we're letting them kind of, just walk right on in by the open borders. Or at least we're enhancing their ability to get here. And I'm saying if the military isn't going to fight ISIS, if they actually do come here, I'm not saying they will, but if they do come here and the military's not going to fight them, they're not going to have an easy road, just to walk right on in and fuck shit up, Alright, so next thing I want to talk about is, there was a story about children, I believe they were 6 and 10 years old, and the parents let them walk around wherever they want to go, I guess, and I guess they were arrested for, fucking, or you know what I want to talk about, I want to talk about quickly the Saudis' involvement in 9/11. My bad. I'll talk about the children thing next. But the Saudi involvement in 9/11. Big story here, in my opinion. So, basically, there's 28 classified pages of the 9/11 Commission that have not been released yet. And, people who've read it, like Ron Paul, Walter Jones, have said it points to a Saudi Arabia connection to 9/11, and finally mainstream news is fucking picking up on this because we have forced them to. Anyway, though, I mean, I've seen it on Fox News. They were talking about this. It's right here, the New York Post, how the FBI is whitewashing the Saudi connection to, I believe it's to 9/11. So, I mean, it's coming out in mainstream news now. All these things that prove 9/11 to be an inside job, right? Where is it? Right there. So anyway, I mean, yeah, how the FBI is whitewashing the Saudi connection to 9/11. You know, fucking, it's in mainstream news now. It is even fucking admitting it. So I mean, 9/11 was a big fraud. It's a fucking inside job. It's and this is just one example, one reason why, the Saudis involved in 9/11. All right, now I want to talk about the child thing. So Maryland free range parenting couple under it's loading here. But yeah, they were under fire for letting their kids walk around. And some people might say, "Oh, it's dangerous. Life's dangerous. You're gonna run into challenges and risks." And you know, fucking, you could say, "Oh, a parent drives their kid around. That's dangerous because 30,000 kids or 30,000 people about die in car accidents every year. So there's risks, and people fucking think that, oh, like they take a risk that's hardly any people die from, like sharks or oh, I'm so afraid of spiders. Why aren't you afraid of driving in a car? And this is, you have to live. You have to go out and experience the world by yourself. Independence. Live. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous how much the government is involved in our lives. We're gonna take away your kids because you let them actually walk. No, that's fucking tyranny right there. This is a bunch of bullshit. I mean, could they get stolen? Yeah. I mean, could they die in a car accident? Yeah. I mean, you're going to take risks in life, and unfortunately there are going to be some people who are murdered, who get in car accidents. That's just how it works. That's called living life. All right, is and when you're living life, unfortunately people are going to die. All right, it's unfortunate, but it's going to happen. All right, and we shouldn't be, people, die from this. Let's fucking take away all our rights. And no, let's be free. Let's have a free and open society. All right, let's give parents more freedom to do what they want with their kids. So last one I want to talk about here is, oh, this really pissed me off. So this was on the Daily Mail. So apparently there's this big thing now. Raw food and paleo dieters at risk. Where? One second here. Oh, here it is. Why healthy eating may be the new eating disorder. Raw food and paleo dieters at risk of a dangerous obsession with nutrition. This is fucking just an overthrow of reality right here. So they're saying if you are obsessed with nutrition, it could be an eating disorder. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. It's like saying, oh, this person gives too much money to the poor. He must have a disorder. I mean, it's just a total overthrow of reality, and it's fucking bullshit. And it's probably there too to demonize people who actually, like myself, try to eat non-GMO, who try to eat, actually real foods. How is it bad if you eat all real foods and natural foods, raw foods? How is that fucking a disorder? That's great. That's fucking awesome for those people. There's just no fucking common sense at all. I cannot believe that. I cannot fucking believe this is even in the fucking news. I mean, if people believe this, they have to be the biggest dumbasses in the world to believe some bullshit story, news article like this. Oh yeah, you eat healthy. It must be fucking crazy. Bullshit. Fucking shut up. So there you go, people. There's your fucking the Ruthless Ranters weekly news. How long did this video go here? About 20 minutes. So give me feedback on this. Do you like this idea? Do you want me to keep doing it? I probably will do it next week to see, how people like it or whatever. But there you go, people. There is the Ruthless Ranters weekly news. So and today I'm gonna upload this on Thursday. It's Thursday morning, 2:10 a.m. right now. But I will upload it Thursday, probably in the afternoon or towards the evening, sometime around there. But there you go, people. So tell me how did you like it? How did you like the Ruthless Ranters weekly news? So there you go, people.